The Hawaii Island community and Hilo people in particular deserve better. The governor and the mayor the Governor Green and Mayor Roth have been in communications, and they are prepared. They're in the process of declaring an emergency proclamation. The Attorney General's office is working with both our department and the governor on preparing this emergency proclamation pursuant to Chapter 127A, Hawaii Revised Statute, which provides emergency powers to protect public health, safety, and welfare. The emergency proclamation will suspend certain state laws as allowed by federal law, and the mayor's emergency proclamation will suspend certain county laws. And these laws that are being suspended will be utilized only to the extent necessary to quickly build a perimeter fence to secure the property against further trespass and to demolish the building. DLNR had requested $14 million from the legislature to demolish Uncle Billy's building based upon the estimates we had received. This year, we received legislative authorization of $8 million GEO bond reimbursable. The $8 million is only enough to partially demolish the building to make it uninhabitable, hopefully remove the debris, but depending on the proposed use, we may need additional legislative appropriation to remove the remaining debris and subsurface utilities and foundation. Our engineering division is working on preparing the necessary scope of work for a contractor to demolish the building. With the emergency proclamation, we anticipate the contractor will take 4 to 6 months from the start to finish to abate any hazardous materials, including lead and asbestos, then demolish and remove the debris. Our DoCare officers will continue to monitor and enforce. However, due to the current unsafe conditions, DoCare and first responders are not being permitted to even enter the buildings. Our State Historic Preservation Division, we have been coordinating with them as well. They've given us concurrence to install the perimeter fence. Once the emergency proclamation is signed, we will provide communications and coordinate with the county the demolition process. We also will coordinate with the adjoining properties, Naniloa, Hilo Hawaiian Country Club, regarding our demolition schedule. I also want to share with you some additional immediate actions that DLNR is taking to address the public health, safety, and welfare concerns. DLNR will continue to provide a security officer to patrol the premises. This has been costing us about $100,000 a year. We are also in the process of contracting a landscape contractor to cut the vegetation around the building to deter people from entering and hiding in the building. We're also in the process this week or last week, we may have gone out with an RFP to hire a contractor to install a perimeter fence around the building to prevent people from entering the building. The fence will at least provide some security to keep people out while DLNR proceeds on the contractor to demolish Uncle Billy's. And then DoCare will continue to monitor the building when they receive calls. So this is my latest update, both on the actions that are being taken by the governor's office in coordination with the mayor's office and our attorney general's office to prepare the emergency proclamation so we can proceed timely. In the absence of the emergency proclamation, we probably would not be able to remove Uncle Billy for another 2 years, just with the contracting and the procurement process. So this should help relieve some of that, some of the tension and provide the Hawaii Island and Hilo community in particular some more expeditious relief. And then I am in conversations with Councilmember Leloy. I know that the county is also going to start having discussions about future uses, both of the entire Banyan Drive area, but more particularly this particular property.
I have thought through a lot of these things as far as What does emergency powers do as far as truncating the process? What do we do with individuals who are unhoused in that area? What do we do with our construction debris? These are all conversations I've been having on my own, but now it's ripe to have them and engage our stakeholders, because I also heard our community partners have access to other money, which is something that government can't do by itself. We can't pay for it all. And so inviting our community partners into these spaces and where they can lean in with philanthropic dollars to help not only remove a hazard, but also bring it back to the glory that we would love to see. And in addition to that, and I just gotta key in on something Councilmember Kimball mentioned about truncating the environmental process. And I bet she would clearly agree that oftentimes when you do an environmental assessment, you have to identify the impact and the mitigative measures. And what I would find really interesting is doing nothing is a bigger impact. And the mitigative measures that would come forward through demolition is how we solve for this one. And then finally, my colleague, Ms. Kirkowitz mentioned, I think the establishment of our Banyan Drive Redevelopment Agency would be a perfect conduit to invite members of the Outdoor Circle, our police and fire community, along with DLNR, to serve as that space for all of our businesses and all of our community partners to engage not only what this resolution would do, but what a future Banyan Drive could have. So thank you to my colleagues for their support.